Yo! Video games.
Reasons that we live.
Am I going the right way?
There you go, right up there.
Wasn't it Most Wanted, I think?
What?
It was Wanted, or Most Wanted, the racing game.
Oh yeah, Need for Speed.
Need for Speed, I think.
He was in the Need for Speed
Yeah,
movie?
Yeah, he was
yeah.
one of the cars.
He was one of the...
What?
He was the announcer.
Oh,
He was the
Jesus.
announcer on there. It was
I
so
thought he was
bad.
one of the cars.
Mike. Well, he was also in Birdman. He won like Best Picture of the
Okay,
Year.
yeah, I was the least.
Yeah. I kind of started watching Birdman. But I didn't.
That was great.
Yeah, me and Matt saw that movie.
Nice.
Theater?
It's yeah, I was on the theater. It's like a great movie to show you how fucking nuts actors are.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, I made it to that one scene where fucking he was in the play and he just went off. He's like, fuck.
Oh, when he goes crazy on
Yeah.
the Hulk?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh no!
He's like, yeah. He's like,
Angie Will Arthur, thank you,
he's like,
dude.
you fucking put fucking fake alcohol in my fucking drink.
Like, if you
Isn't that
guys...
King Will Arthur, but he forgot the eye?
No.
No? It's Ken.
If you guys want to see the proper Batman versus the Hulk, you have to watch Birdman.
Wow.
It's in that movie. It happens.
Shit.
Well, yes, technically, yeah.
These access points are
Press
programmed
X
to
to
only
use.
recognize Stag's voice.
Maybe if you touch it with your penis.
Yeah. Touch it with
World's
your tip.
greatest detective.
Touch it with the tip.
Munch McQuanchy, we made that guy's name.
Yeah, we made that guy's
We
name.
made your name, dude.
We made your name.
Thank you!
He had a different name on Twitch.
Yeah.
And he loved that name we gave him so much by accident.
So much.
That he changed it, man. Because his name was kind of close to that. It was like Munch My Coochie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like Munch My Coochie.
Munch McCoochie.
And I'm
mean,
like,
it was Munch McQuanchy.
Yeah, I'm like, what does that say? Munch My Quanchi. And I'm like,
What's
what?
up, Loco
I
Lupe?
love that name.
I love that name. On Monday, we need to do something we haven't done in a long time, which is just play Mortal Kombat X ranked. We need to do that.
Oh, fuck yeah. Where we just kind of just take turns and going in.
Take turns and play ranked.
The lag on that game hurts my soul.
MKX?
It feels like I'm playing underwater.
No shit.
Yeah.
I told you that. I told you that the day before it came out.
But we were optimistic about it being fixed.
No.
And
No.
I've been experiencing so much lag in that game recently.
Press X to use.
I know
painful.
it's bad, Steve. It's always
fucking
been bad.
painful.
It's painful when you actually play people locally, like we do.
Yeah.
And then you realize how bad it is online.
You know, it's funny
And you're like,
because
God
me and
damn
Steve
it.
were just online boys, so we were used to it in MK9.
Yeah,
But now we're playing here and
Yeah,
stuff
we
like
play
that.
here, we play local, and then we play online. We're like, oh!
It is fucking terrifying.
I
Like,
was
I'm
at
playing in outer space.
I was at the Comic-Con, and one of the guys that was there was actually one
Up
of
there,
the
there's
top
a
ranked
shoot.
um,
Dudes online.
one of the top ranked Kung Laos on Xbox Live.
Right.
And I lost to that guy a ton, right? And we started playing some matches. We went 1-1 and ended up winning the third game. So
What
we
did
were
you
like
use?
2-3. I used Predator. That was back when Predator was like brand new. Like Comic-Con was right when Predator came out.
Right.
And I won. And it was like I could actually react to him doing stuff.
Yeah.
And like bait him out doing things because it wasn't so delayed.
Yeah.
It was such a different experience than playing MKX online.
There
that
must
it was
be another
insanely
stability terminal
ridiculous.
nearby that I can override.
It was insane.
I
Like,
need
I felt
to-
like I was actually playing a fighting game instead of playing prediction game. Because in MKX, you just throw shit out. That's all you do in online. You just throw shit out and hope it hits, and most of the time it does.
I need you to clarify something for me.
Yes.
You said that the game's graphic engine is so in depth that they couldn't actually physically fix it.
Thank you, Gonzo Flex.
What's up?
The thing is, the engine has not been changed since MK9.
The engine or the graphics?
The engine and the graphics are the same thing.
Okay.
Face kick.
Kid.
Thank you,
Face
Face kick.
Kid.
Welcome, dude.
I'm saying Face Kid. No.
The engine and the graphics are the same thing.
Right.
They've upgraded it. They've upgraded the Unreal Engine to the things they're using now.
Right.
But the problem is that they never made any changes to the net play of the game. If they were to change how the netcode works in MKX, they'd have to remake the game.
Holy shit.
You have to you cannot go into a fighting game and then add net play later. It has to be there from day one, from the first 0 and 1 and the first art and everything that's put in. You have to accommodate that net play is going to be a thing.
So is that what they did with Skullgirls and KI?
Absolutely.
They started from the bottom and now we're
Bottom,
here.
well, Skullgirls is unique because Skullgirls is a game that's 2D that doesn't take much from the CPU.
Right. Not graphically.
The particle effects are like the most used thing. So Skullgirls has got a lot to use. But yes, it was absolutely intended that it was going to have rollback net play.
Right.
And to have good rollback net play, you need to have access to extra CPU power.
Okay, so let's look at the example of MK9 and Spy or GameSpy.
That was
GameSpy
just a bad idea.
Yeah, GameSpy had shitted on itself and the company went under. They used a different company,
really?
Restructured the whole net play.
GameSpy did the matchmaking.
They didn't do the net code.
They didn't do the net code. Like, you didn't connect to a server to play like a dude through the server like you do a first-person shooter. They handled the matchmaking so that people couldn't cheat. So there was like a security protocol on GameSpy or some shit like that.
Right.
Which didn't make any sense because Xbox already does and PSN already do the matchmaking, which made no sense to me.
Right.
They must have had a deal with them at Warner Brothers.
Exactly.
Injustice. To be honest, the netcode in Injustice and MKX doesn't feel that much different. Like, when you play somebody locally, it's fine.
Right. I noticed the difference between Injustice and MK9 when they actually...
You can optimize things, you can change things, but at its core, it's always going to be delay-based.
Right.
It's always going to be a game that is based on, you have this many frames of delay, no matter how good the connection is, and the further apart you are, there's nothing they can do. Right. The biggest issue with MKX is that it doesn't you no favors. If you're playing on wireless, if you're playing while watching a stream, that severely affects the game.
Yeah.
Like, I've played fighting games, like rollback fighting games, where I'm uploading to YouTube, my stream is running, I have 2 streams running, and I'm doing like all this other shit. It doesn't affect the game at all because it takes no data to actually run a fighting game online. Right. It doesn't take anything. It takes like less than 100K most of the time for the fighting game, and probably less than like a meg for the system. It's not a lot.
So if a company wanted to do rollback in a 3D fighting game,
you need to do it from the start.
From the ground up.
From the ground up. Cross Tekken did it, and they got it super wrong at the start. Remember, when Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out, there was huge audio issues.
Right. I remember hearing
They did not account for when the game rolls back to correct itself when something funky happens in the net play.
Right.
That you have to roll back the audio as well. Yeah. They didn't account for that.
Yeah.
They had to add that shit later. So the audio for Cross Tekken was fucked in the first week. And then about a month later, they patched it. And then, yeah, Street Fighter Cross Tekken was like one of the best 3D rollback fighting games there was for a long time. Right. Because Cross Tekken wasn't a great looking fighting game. It wasn't that.
For what it compared to Street Fighter 4.
Compared to a lot of other fighting games at the time, it wasn't that great. Original Soul Calibur, Tekken Tag. Fitzadelion! Thank you so much, dude.
What's up?
So yeah, Cross Tekken ran really good. Street Fighter V is running really good right now. But you can tell Street Fighter V puts all of its graphics into the characters because the backgrounds do not look great. Right. Like, they look obviously lower poly and lower particle effects, which takes the CPU. I know what you're waiting for me to say is MKX going to be like that eventually?
Like, that's what I'm saying, is because there is a way to...
Impossible. It's impossible.
Like you said, like the graphics in the background were bad. All you have to do is not de-res, but kind of filter. Because there was a thing in MK9 where you would turn off the background, some of the background elements, elements and stuff like that, and made the game a little smoother. There was ways to do that, and I'm thinking that they could catch up to that. I mean, they used that technology before in order to get past. I mean, and you said it yourself. Tekken was from the ground up. They made the net code, but they didn't account for the audio. But they patched it later.
They were able to. Well, they were already doing rollback.
Right.
That was just a thing that was a huge oversight.
Okay.
And they had to account for it in the rollback actually working correctly.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, so, damn. That's really, really disappointing. As a game that's this popular, this successful,
it will never run good.
Yeah.
Because the engine was not designed for it to run well online.
Right.
It was designed to look pretty.
And what's funny is that they learned they were. No, I didn't say they.
This is the first time they've actually really been called out on it. Like MKX is the first game where they were like guys,
everybody who was an MK fan was
Your
calling them out on
netcode
that. An
is
MK9.
terrible. Oh, I know.
Yeah, MK9 is when they were.
But
being
MK9,
called.
there was no standard for how games should actually play online, like fighting games at that time. Like it was 2011.
Yeah,
Marvel 3 was running bad. Marvel 3 ran terrible online. You know,
this had another game.
Street Fighter
I
4
should
ran
stand
terribly
clear of the
online at the
containers
time.
before tilting
Technically
the
ran a little
airship.
better at that time though.
Soul Calibur 5 ran pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Because they did a different thing, which is kind of hard to explain. But they had delay-based netcode, but they cheated, and it's really smart how they did it. Actually, they totally could have done that in MKX, and I don't know why they didn't.
A lot of these developers do things in-house. They don't want to look at anybody. Oh, well, this guy did it this way, and that's why it works. They're like, no, we'll do it our way, and ours will work better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they don't. There's that arrogance. The
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 developer
netplay
arrogance.
does work better
before
because it
tilting
is
the
slightly
airship.
more optimized, but that's the only thing you can do is optimize it.
Right.
You can make slight adjustments. You'll never have an MKX match that has less than a couple of frames of delay online. It'll never happen. Which is the average for an average Killer Instinct match to have less than 2 frames of delay online.
I'm telling you, when I was streaming KI, I had the stream in the background, which I know I wasn't supposed to do. I had the stream in the background. I was running on Wi-Fi,
Probably ran fine, right?
and it was fucking perfect.
It's like flawless.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
That's how
fucking
fighting
perfect.
games should be online.
And I was like, this
Third,
doesn't
we
make
were
any
playing.
sense.
We were playing Pat in fucking Canada.
Yeah.
in Third Strike.
Third Strike, yeah.
There was maybe a hiccup every once in a while, a
Right.
slight hiccup, and then it ran flawlessly the rest
And
of the
it's
time.
running on an old engine, right?
It's running on
old,
super old shit.
Yeah,
it's like old GGPO.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That-
there was that's why everyone was that's why I was so upset. There is no excuse
Yeah.
for the game to run that bad.
right.
I mean, and it can run good. It's just that you both have to have amazing connections. You can't have anything fucking with it at the time.
Right.
And if that does happen, then yes, when I played Tyler in Chicago, who works on the game, it felt great. And that's a good, like, less than 2,000 mile distance. So that felt really good. It can feel good, but it does you no favors. I've been saying this for a while.
The thing is that when they, like you were saying, oh well, GameSpy does the matchmaking. When they changed GameSpy to the new company, I forget the name of the new company that they changed.
They
to.
just changed it to the Xbox Live. They just used PSN and XBL.
Really because
They just got rid of GameSpy because
yeah,
they were dumb.
they were bankrupt or
They
something.
just switched over the matchmaking to the new guys.
Right. It ran a little better. Granted, now it's a little.
Most likely because the matchmaking that Xbox Live does is better. The whole thing is, so check this out. Matchmaking is so important with a fighting game, it's ridiculous. With GameSpy, its matchmaking probably sucks, so you're just getting random people.
You got matchmaking and you got netcode. Two
Yes,
different things.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Matchmaking comes down to a guy, do I want to play a guy in California or do I want to play a guy in New Zealand?
Right.
Of course I want to play the dude that's close to me. And now it has to account for player skill and ping and all this shit.
Yeah.
But what matchmaking does is it optimizes you with the best kind of person that you should be fighting. And that actually takes a lot. And then you actually get into the game, and that's where netcode takes over.
Right.
So the netcode needs the most optimal situation where your match can actually run well.
Yeah.
And that's what the matchmaking is supposed to do, is to get you to the situation where it can run good. MKX's matchmaking is pitiful at that. You'll get match made with like random. You can't even control it. You can't control anything about it.
Except that
the
when
only thing you can control now is if it's really bad.
Yeah, if you see the
get
yellow,
back
you're
out.
like, no, I don't want to do this guy.
And even if it's yellow, like I've had yellow connections perform better than 4 bars,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of matchmaking, is that you can actually fix most fighting game netcode in matchmaking.
Right.
But the problem ends up being not as many people play fighting games as shooters and other games, so there's only so many options.
Right.
And that's the problem with KI that people complain about, is that you might get funky connections in the middle of the night at KI because there's not a lot of people playing. And it's a fighting game that's been out for like 2.5 years, so you're going to get funky connections.
Right.
There's just no options. So it has to pair you up with a guy that's in Europe. And it'll run, but it's not going to run nearly as smooth as anything else. The whole thing is like the ultimate thing you want to test with a fighting game. West Coast to East Coast. How good does it feel?
Right.
That's like the best test you can have, because that's a great distance to test where it actually can run good or bad.
Right.
And it feels bad in MKX. It Feels bad in Marvel vs. Capcom
I'm
3.
playing underwater.
Feels
Like I can't.
Bad in Street Fighter 4.
I can't do a combo. I can't do moves. I'm sliding all over the place.
You feel like you have no control.
Yeah, there's absolutely no control.
In all honesty, like I feel the same way when I get into a situation where there's a lot of lag and I become frustrated. I start jumping around.
Trying to
shit, trying to do anything.
Yeah.
I become like the stupidest person in the world. But when the connection's good, it's like you feel like you can respond to things.
Yeah.
You feel like you're actually playing a fighting game.
Like I can punish moves, like Shinnok's shoulder rush is punishable. But
unpunishable online.
But you try that online and it's like
You have to punish it before you're even done blocking, technically. It's ridiculous.
Blows my fucking head off. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
And the thing is, MKX is already a game with a huge amount of startup on its moves. Like jabs, the fastest jab is 6 frames.
Oh yeah,
Average move startup time is like 10 frames or above, which is a lot.
Yeah.
That's like more than almost any other fighting game, except like a Tekken.
Because, like you said, there's a lot of graphics going into the game.
It's not even that. It's just that the way the characters move is very realistic. So they don't have a lot of unrealistic startup for their moves.
Right, exactly. Like, because if it's like 2 frames, it'll look
it looks
buggy.
funny.
Yeah, it'll look buggy.
Like the only character that has a 2-frame jab that I can easily recall is like Balrog in Street Fighter.
But that was the complaint for MK9 when you guys first saw it. When you and Simmons first saw it, you said the characters looked stiff, but they were just realistic. They're hyper-realistic characters.
MK9's animation in comparison to MKX, I don't think should be even compared. I think MKX's animation is so much better. That's just animation style.
Right. It's all still mocap, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they're both still mocap.
It is all mocap, but it's really about the quality of the mocap and the quality of the cleanup.
Yeah.
Like I got chucked. Sorry, guys. This is the stuff I'm super passionate about.
Yeah. Back to Batman.
If you want to play a game with really good netcode right now for free on PC and it's easy to play, go play Rising Thunder. Or wait till we have a Rising Thunder stream and then you'll get a free code in our chat. The Beer Man, thank you so much, Beer Man.
Don't forget about Fightcade too.
Fightcade's another good example.
Yeah, they got good.
Fightcade netcode is good. It's just that it's not optimized just for those games, so you will run into hitches.
Right. I'm getting into hitches when I load the game.
That's why I like Third Strike so much more on console. Is that it's optimized for console. It runs. You can play Third Strike with 1 frame of delay on console, and it can be smooth as shit.
Right.
Well, I get a lot of jerky pops every once in a while when I play Third Strike on
be
Fightcade.
skipping. Yeah, the skipping.
You get weird skips.
Yeah.
It's rollback. That's what happens.
And I personally do not mind the
Save those codes, guys. Save those codes.
I have 4 codes.
I love Fightcade. I mean, Fightcade actually makes me able to play the games I used to play in arcades online against people. That's the greatest fucking thing about it.
Search for more prints.
Makes it possible where you can play Street Fighter 2 World Warrior with another guy online. You know, that's amazing.
That's why I got that controller, you know, that controller. I don't have to use the giant stick anymore, you know. I think I prefer to have a fucking the thing skip as opposed to me pushing a button and the character doesn't do anything.
Absolutely. No. That's the eternal deadpan of fighting games online is that you have frame delay. Is that what you have is delayed so much that it comes out after you do it, like way after you do it, and then you're not reacting, you're not doing anything, you're just hitting buttons. The whole point with rollback is that even if it is skipping, you're still playing the game and it's happening in front of your face.
Yeah. Now I just have to scan those locations.
Yeah, hold on to the Rising Thunder codes, guys, before you give them away. We'll have a Rising Thunder stream next week where we play a bunch of characters and I learn a bunch more other characters.
I've got an index
Hold on to your codes so when we actually have that stream and Rising Thunder is being played and people are asking, where can I play this? I'm like, hey dude, here's a code.
How do so many people have the code already?
They did a thing where if you were in the game, they gave you 2 free codes to get friends.
Two spots
So everyone's got 2 free codes.
Free codes, like, just throwing them out and everything. Is that over, or
reconstruction of Stag's thumbprint?
The giveaway?
No. Everyone's got the codes now, and the game is still being played. So hold on to your codes, guys. We'll have a day where we can get everybody into that game to try it out.
I've got the full set.
Yeah, Fightcade's been under a DDoS attack for a while.
Computer system now.
They're trying. I think they got it fixed though.
DDoS.
They got DDoS'd. They got data attack.
Oh, somebody.
Massive data attack. Yeah.
That's genius, Pat. Really.
Look at these nerds.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Look at these nerds. Don't talk about netcode and shit.
Nice.
I can't remotely disable the turrets on the other airship, but I can control the turrets on this
You
ship.
can be a nerd about anything, though. It's just about knowing your shit, you know.
Yeah.
It's about knowing the stuff that you're passionate about. honestly. So
That's the thing now, is that like
Scarecrow's next.
being a nerd is officially cool. It's
Yeah.
like, what's the difference between nerd and geek?
yeah.
Like, I think people say they're the same thing, but it's like, if you're a nerd about something, it's like fandom in a way.
Yeah, I
If you're
mean,
a geek, it's like bookworm shit.
Yeah, there's always different terms. That's why people be saying stuff like
Claw! Thank you, my claw.
Who cares?
That's the thing, is that that's what it ends up coming down to, is like, it's like, just a who cares.
The thing is that there is so much stuff out there that people can get excited about, and it's actually pretty cool if you just look at it for I literally saw a Rubik's Cube tournament the other day.
Yeah.
And it was fucking hype as fuck. Dude, these guys are like, and they're going fucking crazy, and they're going against the time and shit, and I'm just like, oh shit, dude.
That's awesome.
It's fucking nuts, man. And what's that other stuff? The cups.
Widen the search.
Cup stacking.
Cup stack. Oh
Yeah,
my
cup stacking.
god,
Hype as
dude.
fuck.
That shit is nuts, man. Motherfucker's like, some guy got the world record the other day at 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He was like,
I saw that video. And
I
his
was
friends
like,
go,
this doesn't make any
his friends go
sense.
crazy.
It doesn't make any
Steve,
sense.
tell me, did you see that on World Star?
I think it was on World Star. I
Steve got it from World Star.
I think it was on World Star.
I think it was on World Star.
Pretty sure it was on World
That's
Star.
where I got it.
Pretty sure it was on World Star.
$35! Yes.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes. Let's do that, Max.
$35! Yes.
There you
Thank
go.
you, dude. I'm gonna say it's top 35.
Yes.
That guy's winning tonight, that's for sure.
That series is coming back. Like the new season's coming in.
The malicious
Morty?
contacts
Yeah.
who
It's
still
been out.
temporarily
It's been out?
carry an
Oh,
alternate
shit.
charge. I won't be able to hit them when they're in that state.
I'm not gonna lie, after playing Street Fighter V at Magic Mountain, I really want to play more fucking Street Fighter V.
Nice. I wanna ride more rides.
I do really want to go, dude.
I need to get some rides.
How good was Twisted Colossus?
That was fun. It was fucking. It fucked me up. a little bit.
You're going through these
Twisted
twisty
Colossus fucked
corkscrew
me up a
things,
little
and
bit.
people are above you, upside down. You're screaming at each other, going 60 miles an hour or some shit. It's
the part-
fucking awesome.
And guys, tell me if this is true. It's the part where you go down. I don't care about the first drop because the first drop you understand. You know what's happening.
little whoopie doo.
But when you go up and then there's no control.
Yeah.
You just slide and then boom, like
yeah.
that.
You mean
The little
lift.
hump.
Yeah,
The
it's
little
like a
hump.
whiff, yeah.
The little hump, because
Super
it just makes you go like this.
Thank you, dude.
Oh, it makes you fly out of your seat.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got back.
Airtime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
little
air
air
time.
time.
It fucks you up in your stomach.
Oh, you don't like
can't
that
do it.
shit?
Because it's so fast. Because you go like.
Yeah, and there's no control
I love
on the
that
track
shit.
itself.
Yeah. That shit is so
the
much
track
fun.
is actually
Twisted
linear.
Colossus, like, dude, me and Max were like upside down. We're like.
We turned around and
We
looked
turned
at each
around,
other
we're
while we're upside down.
We're fucking
There's-
upside
there's a part
down.
For like 3 seconds, you're upside down, and it's just
Yeah.
going like, what the fuck is that?
That shit was fucking amazing,
That's
dude. You go like
great.
this, and you're just like.
Of all the crazy insane bullshit Superman X2
Yeah.
rides that are at Magic Mountain, the one that's the most fun, exciting, and scary at the same time is this weird steel wooden hybrid thing called Twisted Colossus.
Yeah, man. And it's not even. It's like all the other roller coasters are try hard.
They
This
try
one-
hard.
This one is just fucking
It
fun.
feels genuine.
You would
Yeah.
try hard roller
All those
coaster.
other roller coasters.
X2's try hard.
Yeah, X2
try
is try
X2's
hard.
try hard. Superman
It's fun.
super try
Super
hard.
try hard.
Super try
I
hard.
love that.
But
Dude.
fucking.
Twisted Colossus is genuine old school fun and
Yeah.
scary at the same time.
You're fucking going
is
like-
Simmons'
yeah.
favorite Tatsu a try hard?
A little.
I don't think
That
Tatsu's
shit is
that
like
try
so
hard.
weird, dude. That shit is like this. You're in a chair, and then all of a sudden you're like this.
What am I looking at? Simmons?
You're like bent over.
This.
Stomp on the ground.
I like
Okay.
Tatsu as a ride. I just wish I felt more secure.
Yeah. You like adventure more than you like not
All right,
being
I'll be right
safe.
back, Jack.
It's like no
Yes.
safety in it. Yeah. it
Yeah,
doesn't feel like it's safe
I
at
need
all.
to feel like I'm locked in there at least. At least on Twisted Colossus, you have like ankles.
Cool, yeah, exactly, I'm
and
on
you have
something.
covering like your entire waist area.
Yeah, I'm on something.
It's gonna be hard for me to get out of this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's difficult for me to get out of this.
Like, holy shit, I'm going to die if anything goes wrong with the computer. Or, like, you know, any of those kind of
Steve, please read. I'm gonna read those in a
Guys,
second.
you guys are babies with Tatsu. Tatsu's the greatest ride ever made by a human being.
It's the scariest thing. It's not even scary, it
It's
just
not
feels
scary at
it's
all.
unsafe.
No,
It's
the ride
amazing.
isn't.
It's
I don't think
nice.
any part of the ride of Tatsu is actually scary.
Yeah,
other
yeah,
than the
it's-
fact that I just don't like heights and having nothing below you.
And looking. Like,
Yeah.
it
It's
forces
amazing.
you to look. It
Forces
literally
you to look that
puts
way.
you upside down and forces you to look on how high you actually are.
Yeah.
It's the creepiest fucking thing, man.
The best.
It is. Yeah.
I mean,